All right, guys. Good afternoon to you. I think this will be the first installment for catching up on the Causeway eastbound. Um, just wasn't feeling it this morning. Still trying to get used to this time change and stuff. But we've been working a little bit today on. A turnover in Mobile. Had a checkout earlier this morning. So headed over there. It was some family friends. So it was in impeccable condition. And in fact, they did a little bit of their laundry for us. It was clean in the dryer. So we'll probably inspect it and just send it off to the cleaners anyways. But it was nice to have it done anyways. We use um, commercial laundry for all of our linens, and one of the big benefits of doing it that way is you get high temp wash. I think I can't remember the exact degree. I want to say it's 140 degrees or something like that. Is the water temperature that they use in these commercial facilities. And the new linens provider that we have actually have, you know, commercial laundry specific instructions for how to care for and maintain long life on the linens that we use. I actually just learned this the other day. Um, the linens that the commercial linen industry uses in hotels and at Marriott and all that kind of stuff is actually formulated and manufactured differently than even the very expensive sheets that you might get from, a luxury a luxury outlet like Boll and Branch is one that that we have. Front Gate's another one that we've used in the past. So even those high quality retail establishments that um, can get you, $80 for a towel set. It's manufactured totally differently than what it would be for what the same company might make for Marriott or whatever. And so I don't know the technicalities of what the difference is. It's got something to do with the weave on the fabric. They've got all sorts of fancy names for the different types of fabrics that they use. Um, but suffice it to say that there is a difference. And so we actually found a group purchasing organization, a GPO. I think is what the O stands for. Host GPO. I think they've got referral links that I'll check on, and I might can drop a referral link down in the comments that y'all can use if anybody's looking for um, access to wholesale type prices specifically for the short term rental industry. um, they do vet you to make sure that you're not just trying to get a 25% off discount for a one time purchase. But obviously we've got a website and all that and manage several rentals. So they took one look at our website and said, yeah, y'all are clearly in the industry. So um, you know something to consider if you're going to be doing this on a regular basis. The amount of money that you have to put out in capital expenditures to set up a new rental and keep one going on an ongoing basis, stack up quickly. And so, they've basically created a collective and negotiated using bargaining power for better prices. They actually just announced a partnership with Pollywood, which is uh, what 2 months too late. We just spent a couple grand on some Pollywood furniture for the one of the properties down there at Perdido Key. where we just finished the pool construction down there. So day late and a dollar short there. As my dad would say, that's the story of my life. Um, so, so I won't mention that to him. He watches these videos every now and then, so he might text me and get a chuckle out of that. But yeah, so Host GPO is kind of who we've partnered with to do the linens going forward. And so as we start replacing linens in all of our units, we're going to start using them. And one of the benefits, maybe if it's great to have commercial quality linens, and now that I know that there is a difference, that's one thing. But maybe more importantly than that is the line never changes. So they've got. I'm going to take a guess and say that there's 16 different types of towels and linens. Um, I'll call it a set, but they actually just they sell them by the case. Um, and those lines, most importantly, those lines never change. So when I come back to them in 2.5 years and I say, "Hey, look, I need another case of these sheets," um, I'm going to be able to get the exact same sheet, and just replenish the ones that have been worn out. That's always been extremely frustrating and a headache to me when we were doing this up in the house up in Tuscaloosa, which we've had to replace linens several times over now. Um, you kind of have to decide. It's like, okay, these 6 towels are just absolutely ruined and worn out and pulled and all that other kind of stuff. But these other are in perfectly good condition. They don't get used as much. Maybe they're not, on the top of the pile as regularly or whatever the case may be. And so you have a decision to make. It's like, all right, I've got to go buy either 8 new towels, and we're just going to have to deal with the fact that you know this bathroom's towels are going to look like this, and this bathroom's towels are going to look like this, and at the end of the day, that only lasts for another month or so, anyways, because all of a sudden, as soon as you decide to replace 8, something's going to happen to one of them, and you're going to have to uh, replace another 6 too. So, it's going to be a whole lot easier going forward to be able to say, "Yep, send me another case of the towels," and they just show up, and you can just infill as needed. So, anyways, task for tonight. Going to work a couple hours in clearing. We've completed our onboarding calls with their staff, and so we've got. A good foundation laid for I mean, we must have created, I'm going to call it 25 custom rules, that kind of handled the bulk of the routing work on all these funds that are coming into our trust account. But because we've done it one way in the past, and we've changed, um, you know some processes and markups and all that other kind of stuff at a random date that I don't have off the top of my head. It kind of messes up, you know, what it's doing. So clearing is looking at the money coming in and then trying to assign each penny to either to us as the management company, to the owner, um, as profit or revenue, um, or to a vendor that we owe money to on our behalf or the owner's behalf. Um, and it has to have a bunch of rules to do that. And so eh, if you give it the wrong set of rules, or you had a booking where you had to do something one off, and you had this one fee that that you normally don't have, or this one refund that you normally don't have, it throws everything out of whack. And it's got a traffic light system basically, where it's like red light, green light, yellow light. um and like if you know if all of the funds have made it through and the rules were applied correctly and all of the cents were sent to the right place, you get a green light, and that's all well and good. If if some so but then the other challenge is, we take deposits. So we might charge, $250 at the time of booking, and then you'll have, at 90 days out, you've got to pay 50% of the outstanding, and then at, 30 days out, you've got to pay the final balance. And so, those come, you know could be 12 months between your initial payment to the final reconciliation for the booking. And so, in those situations, it's checking, okay, what are the rules? What are we expected to be paid? What do we have forthcoming? So those bookings get a yellow light. And then once something happens where it can't figure it out based off the rules that we've set, you got a red light. So now you got to figure out, okay, what happened? Did we get shorted money from somebody? Did we overcharge somebody? Typically, it's not overcharged, but maybe a refund for a trip related issue, or sometimes we'll credit a cleaning fee if a guest is willing to take out trash. We're trying to provide a luxury stay experience for our guests. So I do my best not to load them down with a laundry list of instructions for what to do when you're checking out. People at this point, Airbnb and VRBO Verbo have kind of become synonymous with the hotel industry. And so uh, when you provide a stay experience um, that's not on par or comparable to a hotel booking, uh, you have to have very clear expectations if you don't want people to be disgruntled or upset with what you're asking them to do. So, for all those reasons, we're trying to be at the absolute top tier in terms of service levels. And so we don't have a ton of things to do. Like I don't ask people to take the trash out, um, from the individual kitchen trash cans before they leave, because the premise is we're going to get in there very quickly after you're leaving anyways. And so if you stayed with us, most of our bookings are, 5.5 to 7 days. So, I mean, you took the trash out several times throughout the week, because we're not doing any mid-stay cleanings. We've got the option to do that if people want to pay for it, but we're not doing mid-stay cleaning. So they were already taking trash out anyways, and it's not a big deal for us to take the rest of it out. It's not, it shouldn't be piled up on the ground when we get there is what I'm saying. So I don't burden them with all that stuff. I do have them start the dishwasher, because that's a time thing, right? You have to wait for that cycle to finish. And if the cleaners are just sitting around, tapping their fingers, um, waiting for that to get done, that's not a good use of their time, and not really fair to them. So, um, you know, very light touch things, for people to do before they check out. That's our goal, and it certainly makes it easier for us to get a 5-star review, which with our happy guest guarantee. Um, my livelihood is tied up in those 5-star reviews. So, and ultimately the profitability for our owners are tied up in those 5-star reviews as well. So, anyways, that's it for today. No word yet on whether or not we're going to continue to do these afternoons or mornings. It's probably just going to be a feel thing. Um, with this time change, I'm certainly feeling better about doing them in the afternoons myself. Anyways, this one was a little longer than the last one. Hope y'all stuck around. Um, but if not, we will see you on the next one. See ya.